Watching NewsX, I'm Uday Pratap Singh. In a big move, the centre has blocked 100 websites involved in organised investment or task-based economic frauds and laundering the proceeds of crime out of India. The Union Home Ministry has said the websites have been blocked by the Ministry of Electronics and IT on the recommendation of the National Cybercrime Threat Analysis Unit under the Ministry of Home Affairs. These websites facilitated the task-based illegal investment-related economic crimes which were learnt to being operated by overseas actors. The overseas actors were allegedly using digital advertisements, chat messengers and rented accounts for the same. Now, the frauds typically are initiated through targeted digital advertisements on platforms like Google and Meta using keywords like "ghar baithe job" or "ghar baithe kamai kaise kare" in multiple languages from overseas advertisers. The targets were mostly retired employees, women and unemployed youth looking for part-time jobs. As a precautionary measure, the MHA has urged citizens to refrain from doing transactions to unknown people or accounts, as these could be involved in money laundering and even terror financing. Joining us at this point is Sumit Peer, political commentator. We also have Gautam Mukherjee, senior journalist, joining us live. Vanya Arya, cyber and tech expert, joins us live. Akash Jindal, senior economist, is also live with us on the program. Sumit, how crucial, how important was this surgical strike on these websites?
Thank you very much for having me on your show. Long time. And in fact, you have summed it all beautifully. It is a surgical strike. People thought that they can have a server out of India, they could have an entity out of India, and they can do whatever they want to do in India. Now, after the IT Act of 2000 and after the latest, changes which we have bought in the Indian IPC, the NewsX, where we can even do a trial in absentia and all, there is a crackdown because we don't want anything to become like a Mahadev app, wherein the proceeds of crime reach 5,000 crores. The government of the day is robust. The government of the day is there to protect the interest of the every last citizen of the country. We are sending a very, very powerful message. It doesn't mean where you are, how are you managing it. Now, here I want to bring one important question. How come Google and Meta are allowing these ads to happen? How come Google and Meta are not validating these people? How come they are not asking for their identity, their company registrations? How come these people who are in India and Google and Meta, they are not checking the entity of these operations, these illegal operations? This money can be used for terror financing, for money laundering, for proceeds of crime. Imagine, Uday, if a Mahadev app could generate more than 5,000 crores of proceeds of crime, if you have a network of them, how many things can they do? At the end of the day, what are they doing? They are conning people, cyber crimes, cyber frauds. Give us your bank details, we'll transfer the money to you. Paisa to aata nahi, bank se aur paisa nikal jata. They are using our people. At the end of the day, these are, as the nail has tightened on NGOs and other things, these people are using these alibis to get money into the India and use this money as proceeds of crime. So Indian government is sending a very, very important message that it will not be taken down in India. It's a very important message. Some people had this illusion and presumption, I can be in Dubai, I can be in Cyprus, I can be in Channel Islands, or I can be anywhere, and I can do whatever I want to do here. And these people forget now with this new law, where even the trial in absentia is possible, Uday. Even you don't come to Indian court, you are not in India, still you can be tried and you can be awarded a punishment. And whichever country you're hiding in, they have to extradite you. And under UAP and all, we can even attach the proceeds of crime here. This is a very welcome move. And let me tell you, sir, India is the only country under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi who has the courage of doing this. Look, we did the TikTok ban. Could Americans do it? No. We banned the Chinese apps. Could Americans do it? No. Today, we are cracking on this illegal money. We are cracking on betting. We are cracking on these illegal job scams and all. We have cracked on Chinese loan apps. We have cracked on Chinese Farsi director companies. We have, we are cracked on these Chinese when they were trying to do money laundering here, when they were trying to infiltrate here. The kind of activity we are seeing under this government and under the Ministry of IT is phenomenal. And Uday, the good thing is we are not letting anything go big. Before they think they are getting big, we are catching them by the neck. This is a very proactive move. This is a very proactive move. And remember, sir, with Mahadev app, we banned 22 more apps. We banned 22 more apps. So the message is going loud and clear to the ecosystem. Yaha kuch nahi chalne wala. If you think you can go and twist the rules here and no, it is not going to happen in India. It's a matter of time. If we find one, we will ban all. That is the message which is going to the whole ecosystem. And Uday, this is in the interest of people. This is for the people, by the people. I think all the people should be happy and support it and let the message go loud and clear. Our people are not string ducks that you can come and run your scams. This is India under Prime Minister Modi. This is not the India what used to be 20 years back on under UAPA. There's a big difference. There's a big differentiation. And this message is loud and clear, Uday. I compliment the government of the day. I compliment the Ministry of, IT, Ministry of MHA, MEA, all the ministries and all the adhikaris and all the people who have worked for it. It's an excellent move, Uday. And let's send the message loud and clear, because I am very sure it's a matter of time. You will know there'll be a Chinese hand into it. There'll be a Chinese hand, there'll be a Turkish hand. I don't know which of the terrorist organizations or these enemies of India's might be floating these front companies from Dubai and trying to siphon money or trying to route money to break India. And let's not forget, we have elections 3.5 months down the line. So when the elections are on the line, and it's a very critical election, and looking at what happened in the states, the cabal will go to the any extent they can go to any, kuch bhi kar sakte hai to destabilize the government and try to, disrupt the elections. And let's not forget, Uday, there have been people like Cambridge Analytica who have been directly involved, and there is evidence they were trying to influence the elections here. Questionable here is India is doing what it has to do. The Ministry of IT is doing what it has to do. Why Google? Why Meta? Why they are politically blind? Why do they have this selective amnesia? Why do they have this political myopia? This is the bigger question we should raise. भाई जब हमें दिखता है तुम्हें क्यों नहीं दिखता? Why can't you see the eventual? You have Indian employees. What are they doing? How are you doing the due diligence of the ads? Because every time an ad is uploaded, there is a time for due diligence. Isn't it a failure on them? Shouldn't the penalties be imposed on them? Because if they are willingly doing it for the money, then they should be seen partners of crime, Uday. I rest my case.
All right, let me bring you in, Vanya Arya. Obviously, these are steps needed, Vanya, to build a cyber-safe India. And obviously a lot of crime now is happening online, which is why this proactiveness is constantly needed, Vanya.
Thank you, Uday, and thank you, NewsX, for bringing me and giving me this platform. So first of all, yes, this is a very, proactive measure and step that, the websites that have been banned. But I would also appeal to the people that they also needs to be, very careful, and they also need to have a, when they're using the websites, when they're opening any of the websites, make sure you're using HTTPS. S is secured, which is using a secure SSL layer. That layer is secured layer. And also check the lock icon on the left hand side of the URL. Use your common sense, educate yourself when you are seeing some of the websites with blurred photographs, clicking on the links, when people are asking for OTPs, when people are asking for any of your banking informations, when you are getting emails with a lot of undisclosed recipients, that email is not coming one-to-one to you. Make sure that the picture quality, website quality is fine. If you have a single element of doubt, I request everybody to please double check the URL, read the complete URL. Check and don't, when you're using, especially the accessing anything into the cyber cafe or any of the public platforms, make sure that you're not putting any of the banking, information. When you're using any of the bank websites, make sure you're logging into authentic websites. Check thrice. Don't give your debit pins. Don't give your other informations. Yes, government is taking a lot of good steps. Previously, there was a time when there were no actions on the cyber crime, but now the time has changed. This is a very clear and proactive message that, if these fake websites, who are actually, increasing the greed of people ki ghar baithe kaam kare ya fir ghar se kamaye, ya people who are unemployed, actually, seeing those like these keywords actually attract them. So such type of keywords they put, and a lot of impersonalization which is happening, and same copied websites. You will not feel the difference between two websites, which is original or which is not original. So make sure your URL must have HTTPS. HTTPS is S is secured. So all these things you need to be very vigilant while you're using. Don't entertain any such calls which require any of the fake pins, your card number, and ask questions, cross check, double check. You all are educated. Ask, don't just give information like this, because together we all can achieve. But the government also needs cooperation of the people, that you also have to behave, even if you are not educated, but at least you can see the picture qualities, website quality when you are using. And don't just click on any link, any URL. Nowadays government themselves are giving messages that don't just click on any of the link. Any link which you feel like is fake, please double check. Please don't click, because unnecessary, they will all the data of your phone, of your mobile phone or your laptop, whatever the passwords that you have saved, make sure you're using a proper antivirus, and every data of using is encrypted, and a proper antivirus is really mandatory. So all these are very small things, but actually it can prevent a lot of frauds. And if you see any kind of fraud, please complain. Please log on to the cybercrime cell, complain to them, call them. There are AT&T websites also. I would request, please open your eyes and please do that. Log into the link, inform them, because if you are part of victim of that crime, nobody else should be the victim of that crime. Please, you have to do the lessons learned, that if one time I'm stuck or my money got lost or I was part of any of the spam, so next time I should be extra careful, I should be extra vigilant, whatever, which website I'm going, where I'm logging, which laptop I'm using. Is my laptop, my information secure? Is my information encrypted? Is the encrypted information is going on to the server? So all these small things one has to keep in mind, and one has to be very extra careful, especially when it comes to the banking information, banking websites, your personal data, where you are sharing, to whom you are sharing. If somebody is asking, don't just give blindly. Please ask questions. Why you want this data? Why you want my PIN number? Why you want my debit card number? Double check. Ask at least twice, thrice, so that the other person also becomes conscious that yes, you are a qualified person and you just cannot give your information like this. So please save your data, protect others, create awareness. Go through websites, go through different videos which actually help you that how you can secure your data, how you can use the secured websites, what will be the identification signs you will see. If it is locked, it is secured, your data is encrypted. All these small things, I think you all can follow. So I think you all should cooperate with the government also. And it's a very good measure under the Modi government that they have taken this step when they are blocking the website, especially people who are doing the frauds outside India. It's a clear message that even if whether you are within India or you are outside India, this type of information will not go. And I would also suggest Meta and Google to take some actions to block these websites. Don't just allow impersonalization and admin rights which these people are getting, and when they are creating the fake websites, please don't trust these websites, and don't just click and just get attracted by the keywords. Read the keyword thrice before you log into these websites.
Yes, okay, let me also quickly get in Gautam Mukherjee into the conversation. Gautam, now with the role of foreign actors, of course, coming to light in this particular case, do you believe these are foreign gangs operating, trying to exploit Indians, or do these foreign entities have domestic links as well within India?
They must have domestic links within India, but they themselves like to stay out of reach of Indian jurisdiction. So that if anything goes wrong, then they can, cover their tracks, and the local people are dismissed, the offices are closed, and that is that. So there is a lot of this going on, and ever since the world is becoming more and more digital, particularly in India, where we are numerous. There are a lot of people. There are 1 billion smartphones in people's hands. A lot of those smartphones are in the hands of illiterate people or poor people. Get-rich-quick ideas are attractive. Stay at home and earn a living. That's attractive. So all of this is bound to happen, and a lot of it comes down to, very simple thinking that if it is too good to be true, it probably is, so beware. And to use your digital, as the last panel just said, digital information very, very judiciously for your legitimate banking needs, your legitimate purchase, and not to interact with strange websites and strangers, because if your data is captured, then a lot of havoc can result. Another way, which is not favored by many, but which I personally practice, is I do all my banking analog. I write checks, and I do not listen to these people who say go online. I receive money online, from people who owe me money. But I try to stay analog because you cannot replicate a signature that easily. And if somebody is going to take the trouble of walking to the bank and using their Dropbox or meeting the banker and doing their transactions, withdrawals, deposits on that kind of basis, it is very difficult for these people to hack into your account. The other thing that works very well is instead of a debit card, a credit card for those who can get it, because a credit card always has OTPs that you recognize, and then they send you a message into your cell phone as soon as you transact. For example, you buy petrol on your credit card, you'll get a message saying you bought so much petrol at such, 4,000 rupees worth of petrol at such and such petrol pump. So, and you get an itemized bill at the end of a month and with another 15 days to pay it. So these are all, if you like, security. But if you use Paytm or you use, a debit card, they get straight into your bank account. In a credit card, they can't get into your bank account. So all of these commonsensical precautions also go a long way. But, I think part of it is just lackadaisical behavior on the part of people who are trapped by these scamsters. Now, you might ask, Uday, also, why is this happening? Because if you try it with 15, 20 people, some 2 or 3 will fall into their net. It's a lot like fishing. And that is what they're banking on in a place with so many people. As far as giving loans and so on, it's the same thing. Betting, something for nothing, get rich quick. These are human tendencies, and people from time to time disregard all the normal rules. Uday.
Yes, Akash, let me also draw you in now into the conversation on, of course, this particular big decision that has been taken, this particular action that has, of course, been taken, which was needed. It's obviously clearly shows that the government is being proactive and not just reactive. But Akash, what further steps are needed? What more crackdown is needed as we, attempt to have a safe cyber world in India?
Oh, very rightly put it. I think that's the most important point. What further steps are required? Now, there are 2 steps. One, which the government, the big regulator has to take. Secondly, the precautions which the users need to take. Now, one of our colleagues have already put out the cyber security question. There are other questions which I would like to tell the people, particularly our viewers. Now, if there is a website which is offering you a job, that they are offering you a job with a big company, with a big brand. Now, firstly, in these days of email and online communication, firstly, if it's a new website, it doesn't have a track record. I mean, there could be genuine websites, there could be ingenuine websites. You have to learn to differentiate between genuine and ingenuine. So you should contact with the potential employer which they are telling. Now, you should send a mail to that employer that whether you have engaged these people to recruit people. Further, have these been engaged only to get them data or shortlist certain people, or have they been engaged to finalize people? Are these sort of rosy salaries being actually offered or not? All these things, data can be easily obtained on email. I'll tell you something which actually happened with me, Uday. My maid walked up to me and said, "Bauji, मेरी बेटी को 60,000 रुपए महीना की नौकरी लग गई." I asked her how much was her daughter's salary. She said, daughter's qualification. She said, metric pass hai, and I have to pay 50,000 for registration. Now, I never wanted that lady to lose money. I cautioned her. I approached that website, spoke to that people. They told me that they were representing a very famous brand, which is a household name. Then, since I'm in corporate sector, I checked with certain people who were in that brand. I said, no, we have not engaged. We don't even know these people who are saying that we are recruiting people on their behalf. So this is the thing. And see, what they targeted was, they targeted a cluster. Now, many people in that cluster were maids, some were security guards, some were rickshaw pullers. All of them wanted a good life, a good job for their children. And there's nothing wrong in that. but they dupe them. So these are the things which are happening. I'm not commenting on these 100 websites since I don't know the exact allegations or accusations. But and again coming to investments, there could be Ponzi schemes which are offering 30%, 40% higher returns. But anybody who wants to get good returns, if there's a scheme, if there's any security scheme, it has to be approved and registered by SEBI. So if somebody is offering you that this is the investment scheme, please ask from him, are you registered? Have you been allowed by SEBI? And generally, SEBI doesn't allow, as far as mutual funds or shares are concerned, generally it's not allowed. No assured returns are generally allowed. So if somebody is showing you very high returns, just ask him, which body has allowed you? Which body has approved you? Has your IPO, has your mutual fund, has your bond been approved by SEBI or not? If there's a company fixed deposit scheme, there are clear-cut regulations by the Companies Act which tell you that this much is the interest which they can pay. These are the formalities which one has to comply. Now, has that company complied with that formalities? Have they registered with the registrar of companies? All these things need to be checked. Now, if somebody is offering you a good investment, then also ask him that if you are offering a good investment and good returns, are you the company which is taking that money, or are you an intermediary? If you are an intermediary, are you allowed to accept that money on that behalf? So there are many things which the person needs to do. The main thing one needs to do is, prior to going to any job website or any investment website and looking for a very good return, is research. Please research, and that's very easy. It's not too complicated in days of online communication when there are online frauds. So online genuine verification is also very easy. You have to just apply 1 hour, 1.5 hours, because it's question of your hard-earned money. If somebody is offering you, pay me 50,000 rupees, I'll get you a job for 60,000 rupees. अरे भाई जॉब में तो तनख्वाह मिलनी है. Why do I need to pay you 50,000 rupees? नहीं साहब, ये तो जो है आपको देना पड़ेगा. अरे तो सैलरी मुझे कंपनी देगी या I need to pay the company? Similarly, if somebody is offering you 30% return, 40% return, which is not allowed by any regulator, ask him who has approved him, from where he has taken the approval, which regulation allows him to do so, under which scheme, and where the money is going to go. What is the fund gate? Is the money going to go to an intermediary or the company? Is the company registered in India? Non-banking finance companies, all non-banking finance companies are supposed to be registered with Reserve Bank of India, which is the regulator of those companies. Now, if they are soliciting money as fixed deposit, there's a regulation. This much is the interest which they can pay. They have to disclose their directors, they have to disclose their financial results, they have to disclose their past performance, they have to disclose credit rating. What is the credit rating given to them, which tells the people how safe your money is if you invest in that company's fixed deposits. All things need to be taken care of. Then if you want to buy some real estate, then also prior to buying in real estate from any company, RERA registration has to be seen, whether they have been registered under RERA. What is the RERA registration number? And if there is doubt, you can very well contact any of these regulatory bodies. They answer your question. You can ask RERA. You can send a mail to them that whether they have been registered, whether they have been allowed to come with such scheme, whether allowed. Yeah, so all these things, I think research is the main thing. Okay. Please research prior to putting your hard-earned money.
Yes, Sumit. Yes, Sumit. Sumit also wanting to come in here. Sumit, go ahead.
Uday, there are 2 points I want to make, quick points. First of all, you see, Ashwani Vaishnav ji is on record. He said 56 lakh SIM cards have been disabled. More than 20 lakh SIM cards have been suspended. So you see a lot of these jamtaras, a lot of these places we are coming everywhere in India, they have been kind of disabled. So when you disable SIM cards and also the reaching you electronically becomes difficult. Now, even we have been told not to answer those WhatsApp calls randomly from national, international numbers, and the pump numbers you don't know, just block them. We know that. So what did this scamsters think? They thought they will go now and make these websites which look more authentic, which look more legal, and they somehow thought that the government is not going to come after them. So after we have gone to after these websites, so the message is very clear. It would be a website, it be a company, it may be anything or anybody, whoever is involved will be brought to the book. Now, the question here is, look, people are innocent. A lot of people are not, the literacy level is not so high. They don't understand such things. The kind of crackdown which the government is doing, they must do it and they are doing it rightly. But I want to question one thing again, Uday. who are the people who are promoting them? The people who are promoting them, I want to put this bigger question to the nation. Should be they seen conniving with them, or should they be seen innocent, nice guys? They don't know anything. Somebody walked to my door, left a packet of, good money and told me, okay, can you, Sumit, go and advertise for me? I went and advertised for him. I didn't know that this man is a scamster and he's trying to con money. So, because if these people are not taken to task, who have been promoting them, who have been giving them leverage, who have been giving them reach, look, scamster and a fraudster is a fraudster, but his reach is limited. Who is the person? Who are the people who are partners of crime? Like Uday, let's say you and me go to rob a bank, and you are in the car and I rob a bank. You and me are equal partners of crime. You can't say I did nothing. So who are the people who are partners in crime? Who are the people who are facilitating them? Who are the people who are enabling them? Who are the people who are giving them reach? What did they do diligence do? Did they do it intentionally, or they were not aware? Intentionally or not intentionally, maybe once there's a mistake. But again, if these set of companies are found doing the same thing, then my opinion is, as next time they should be also accountable for the losses which have been caused to the people, and even they should be liable for the consequential damage, because they are also in business. They have to do due diligence. Any contract which is not a genuine contract, you cannot get into a contract with me for looting a bank or lobbying somebody. Say, me and Uday have a contract, so Uday did it because he has a contract with me. The consideration of the contract and genuinity of the contract determines the outcome of the contract. How come these people entered a contract with them? They took their money, they gave them the reach, and today they're walking scot-free. Well, that can't happen in India. How long can we take it?
Right.
I mean, you can be anything and you can be whichever, but bhaiya, यहाँ काम करना है तो यहाँ के रूल मानने पड़ेंगे ना. बाप का राज थोड़ी है.
Okay, let that be the last word. We've run completely out of time. I'll leave it at that. My thanks to all of our guests for joining us.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.